Today we're going to talk about how to build a AAA social community. You might be asking yourself right now, what's a AAA social community? Well, to us, a AAA social community is when your social community is, for your company, is harmonized with your company's branding. Too often we see a big disconnect between what happens in social media and what happens within an organization. And so this presentation is going to be kind of give you a framework to start thinking about how to bring your social media efforts in alignment with your branding. Now, I'm not talking about your blog strategy. I'm talking about the people that work in your organization and how their activities on social media affect your brand, okay? So when we're talking about a AAA community, we're talking about the 3 A's, okay? And I want this to become the social media mantra for your entire company. The first A is authentic. The second A is audience. And then the third A is authority. So what do I mean by being authentic? In droves, we're seeing right now a backlash towards brand campaigns. People tend not to believe them. They tend not to believe what we say on television. They tend not to believe what we're saying on the internet. But what they do believe is what other people are saying about you, and what they will believe is what your employees say about you as well, the people within your organization. So we want people to basically participate and be an extension of your brand. So the people that are online and social media are now going to be an extension of your brand. I always say stop campaigning and start commenting. So you don't need to end, a comment with like, what's the latest slogan for your brand? Be yourself. Talk to the person like a real person would talk to the person. This is your chance to actually engage with a prospect, a customer, or an influencer, someone that might be talking to literally hundreds of potential customers. So be yourself, be real, be engaged, be in the moment with that person. You're a person and they're a person, okay? So that's what I talk about by being authentic. The other thing is, when you're talking about yourself, you got to be honest. If you took a few classes towards your MBA, you took a few classes towards your MBA. You didn't actually get your MBA. So be careful that what you say about you is accurate. It's so easy today for customers and competitors to do research on you and your employees and find out what's true and what's not true. And there's nothing like being dishonest that'll ruin your credibility. Again, it's all about being authentic. So the second thing is audience. Why is audience so important? Because you're literally extending your company's branding efforts. So by building an audience, you are now extending who your brand can communicate with. People are always saying to me, should I accept this person as a contact? Should I accept that person as a contact? Who should I connect with? When you look at your audience, you're looking at your prospects, you're looking at your customers, but you're also looking at your connectors, people who are influencers that will then get your message and spread it out. And you're also looking for critics. And a lot of people want to avoid the critics, because connectors are great to most people because they're usually a big fan and they'll refer you to everybody. Everyone likes prospects and everyone usually likes their customers, but what they don't like is the critics. And the critics are the best people to engage with, because if you can get a critic on your side, then you have someone who will be more influential than the best connector. So I would say when you go out, you want to think, again, you're thinking about your brand. Who are the customers that you serve? Who are the people that should be in your audience? Now, it's okay in your social communities to have friends and colleagues and different people you've known over the years, but you want to basically encourage the people that work for you to have their audience primarily are people that will be audiences of the company. And the last thing is authority. If you want to gain any authority in social media, it starts with posting. And I have so many people complain to me about social media, especially folks that are my age or older. that they don't want to participate. Well, if you want to be an authority, you have to get out there and post and share your ideas. And I'm not talking about having other people write for you. I'm talking about you expressing your opinion about topics if you want to be an authority. The other part about being an authority is to go and to participate and to comment and to look around and see where you can add value. One of the things that I think is really highly underlooked by most professionals is to go into social media and find a person with a problem and help them solve their problem. Not sell them. It was interesting. The other day I was in one of my groups and I saw a guy had made a post looking for help. He said, "Does anyone know a good social media person?" So of course, I was going to raise my hand and say, "We have a few good ones at my office." But I was going to ask him a question because I didn't want to self-promote. And before I could even ask the guy a question, someone else in the group who's a social media expert chimed in, told the person her credentials, and said, "Call me. I can help you with this." I didn't want it. The thread basically died there because I didn't want to now ask a question and step on her toes. He was obviously put out because he didn't respond to her thread. I don't know if he called her, but to me the whole thing seemed really awkward. It's really important to understand the groups that you're in and to make sure that you respect the etiquette of a group. And typically, almost in every social media group, unless it's blatantly for sales networking, usually selling is really discouraged. Helping is greatly appreciated. The last thing that I would encourage you to do is to tell people your secrets. People are so guarded and they want to blog and talk about really vague things. Be specific. If you think then that you have some secret knowledge that nobody else has, I encourage you to go to this place. It's called google.com. Type in the keywords of the specific knowledge that you have and see what comes up. In today's world, it's not what we know, but it's how we apply what we know. So show people your stuff. Show people why you're an authority. Give them an example of a client that you helped or a case study. Show them how the latest industry trends that are affecting their business and how your company can help solve those specific problems. Don't hold back because they're not experts in what you do, and in the end, they're going to look to you and respect you as an authority in that subject. If you're vague and you never let people know what you know, they're not going to know that you're an authority. So when you think about aligning your social community with your brand, I want you to think, build a AAA social community. And the AAA stands for Authentic, Audience, Authority. Visit www.contagiousideas.com, our blog, read the full post, ask me questions, and give me your comments. You know I love it. Thanks for listening.